I saw this beautiful video that this mom had made of her little girl playing with her horses, her cats, and all this other stuff. And she was like, oh, I'm really dreading sending her back to school in a couple days. I've always dreaded sending my kids to school, but I would love to homeschool her, but she's such a social butterfly and loves to be with her friends. And I really feel for her because I was that mom who dreaded sending my kids to school. But I am an introvert. I am a homebody. I don't like to leave my house. And I really felt like I couldn't give my kids the socialization that they needed. And I did have that child that was a social butterfly, and always made friends no matter where we went, and loved being with her friends. And so I was like, there's no way I could give her the socialization that she needs because I don't like to leave my house. And so that was one of the main reasons I was so hesitant to homeschool all those years. Because this same child from day one of preschool, it was like, oh, how was your day? She's like, oh, Mom, it was amazing. I had so much fun and I met so many new friends. And she was like, but I want you to homeschool me. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to homeschool you. So here we are, 2025, been homeschooling for 6 years now. COVID kind of forced us into it, and what I've learned since then is homeschooling actually provides my children with more time to socialize. School max took 4 hours, and that was because my one child's a perfectionist and likes to take her time and do it right. But for the most part, school has never taken more than 2.5 hours. So they have more time to socialize. They have more time to pursue their interests. They have more time to work on their goals for the future. And that's exactly what they've done, is they have spent their time working on their goals that they have for the future. And anyways, so this child of mine that's the social butterfly really thrived in homeschooling. It actually gave her more time to be with friends. And she did not suffer one bit. She's in college now. She did not suffer one bit because she was homeschooled. And we live in a really, really small town way out in the middle of nowhere. So if my children can have a healthy social life, anybody can. So anyway, that's just my thought. I know that's always a big concern, is the socialization. And the one last point that I wanted to bring up is that my kids had a healthier socialization with other kids and with adults, and out in the real world. Okay, they had real life circumstances. Nowhere in the real world is your child ever going to be in a situation where they're only with people of their age group. Nowhere. So that's not a very, realistic socialization. They're never ever going to be in this circumstance where they're only with people in their own age group. So in no way does that prepare them for, the real world. My kids have been in the real world. They go to the grocery store. They're making appointments. My kids make their own appointments. Okay. And they'll tell me, oh, by the way, I have an appointment at such and such time at such and such place. And it's like, what? Yeah, I needed a dentist appointment. I was like, okay. So, yeah, I mean, nowhere in public school are they being prepared for the real world. And also, once my two older ones got to college, What they learned was that their public school peers were not prepared for college at all, because there's nobody checking up on you. There's no attendance. There's no phone call if you don't show up. There's no phone call to your parents if you're failing. And my kids have been in charge of their own learning for years. Once a child is proficient in reading, they pretty much take over their own education. And so their success, their failure, all depends upon them. And I'm just there checking their work, right? And I'm there to answer their questions if they have them. And I have I have teacher manuals that break down every question, little bit, it's broken down in detail. So I've never come across a question I couldn't answer, as long as I had those teacher manuals. So, and I was like a D- student. I just barely graduated from public school. So that was my other concern with homeschooling is, I did not do well in school. But I have teacher's manuals. And it broke everything down. So if they had questions, I was right there, and I had my teacher's manual. I could open it up and answer their question. Also, it's brought up conversations, where they were able to deep dive into a subject that we never, that we would have never had time. When they were in public school, I maybe got an hour and a half with my kids on school days. An hour and a half. We didn't have time to deep dive into subjects. Some of it's real world stuff. Some of it's just like, okay, so why did this happen in history? Or, why is this, in science? And how does it happen? And they can't ask their teacher that, So I don't know. That's my thought is, if socialization is the reason you're not homeschooling your kids, just homeschool them. I guarantee you they're going to have more time to socialize. It's going to be a healthier socialization, and it's going to be a real world socialization. Anyway, just my thoughts. Like I said, I've been homeschooling for 6 years now. The oldest is 19, the youngest is 9, so I'm in pretty much all stages. And with my 2 oldest kids, knowing what I know now, they would have never stepped foot in a public school. Never stepped foot. Because there were so many areas where public school failed my kids, my older kids. And I could have done a much better job at home. Much better. Also, being in a kill or be killed situation 5 days a week for 6 to 8 hours a day, and that's the socialization that you're talking about when you talk about socialization in a public school system, only ripped my kids of their confidence. So no, they would have never stepped foot in a public school. Never in a million years. And the public school system that my 2 older ones graduated from was a lot better than the public school system that my 2 middle experienced, which is a totally different experience from the public school system now. So I am so grateful for COVID, for pushing us into homeschooling. And sometimes I'm just like, there's too much socialization going on. I need a break. I'm just going to sit here and watch my pony chomp on his food. And I need a break. Too much socialization. But no, don't let socialization hold you up. They will love the socialization that they get. They'll have more time with friends, more quality time, and more quality time with their family too. And it won't be rushed, no 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there. you know, trying to eat and socialize at the same time. Yeah, you'll see. Just do it. I wouldn't wait until the end of the school year. I wouldn't wait till the end of the term. I wouldn't wait till the end of the semester or whatever. Just pull them today. You don't have to have it all figured out, or what curriculum you're going to use, or what style of homeschool you're going to use. Just pull them out. Spend a couple days just getting to know each other. Honestly, at least a month. Just getting to know each other, because I was a very hands-on parent, very involved in their lives, and I did not know my children. The public school system did not allow me to know my children, and I was shocked at how little I knew about them. It wasn't until we started homeschooling that I actually got to know my kids. I'm still learning about them. So anyways, pull them today. That's my suggestion. Take a month off, and you can take that time to research curriculum. They're not going to be behind. They're going to be way far advanced. They're going to thrive in college. They're going to thrive in the workforce. They're going to thrive in the real world. So pull your kids today. I wouldn't hesitate.